In this video, we are going to talk about Lookism chapter number 550. In the last chapter, we saw that Gapryong Kim had taken off his hat and the coat and he's prepared to fight Jinrang. So we start off this chapter by Jinrang's elbow strike, which Gapryong Kim easily dodges while holding his hat. Then Jinrang goes for multiple elbow strikes, which again Gapryong Kim dodges comfortably. And Gapryong says, "You have talent, the talent to use your strength for protection. I would love to open a path for a talented guy like you." What's interesting is Jinrang made Gapryong Kim pull out his legendary fist and Gapryong says, "I hope you like it." Then Gapryong hits Jinrang and the next scene. This is the display of the strength of the legendary fist. Sangbek cannot believe it. Jinrang is down, but Jinrang is not the only victim here. We see the Great Busan Group door has been broken like a train passed through it. What can you say about this? This is out of the world strength by Gapryong Kim, and he says, "That's it for today. I hope we meet again. The door is open now, so let's go in." Then the Busan gang number 2 and the Busan gang number 3, Yongpal Bae and Jongnam Wang, shows up and says, "Your time as a gatekeeper is over. From now on, you will directly work under the Busan gang leader." And they're shocked. They also tell Jinrang that the man that they just saw was none other than the great Gapryong Kim. So these guys are on their way to meet the Busan gang leader, and Sangbek is quite happy because if Gapryong Kim is the kind of guy who saved the country, then his disciple must be like him. But when they reached the room of the Busan gang leader, they were shocked. Sangbek opens the door and what they see was Busan gang number 1, Dalyoung Oh. He's sitting on the couch butt naked, smoking a cigarette, surrounded by cash all around him. And Dalyoung is like, why are these dumb idiots standing like this? Are you mute? Then number 2 and number 3 shows up and they say, "Godfather, they are here to work for you. They are the champions of the arena. They are more than qualified to become your bodyguards." And Dalyoung says, "Everyone needs bodyguards. Even Gapryong Kim has bodyguards." Then number 2 and number 3 says that they are not just your bodyguards. They will act as your people from now. And then Dalyoung disrespectfully puts his leg on the table and says, "Lick it." And Sangbek cannot believe it. He's like, "Is this man Gapryong Kim's disciple? Why did Gapryong Kim choose him? What was he thinking?" See, Dalyoung's problem is that he uses Gapryong Kim's fist gang's name to bully the entire city. He thinks that he can do anything just because he's Gapryong Kim's disciple. And he goes on around the city, smothering everyone below his feet. His first big victim was the president of the L group, Nakchun Lee. He's on his knees begging to Dalyoung to reconsider his orders. And although it's not officially mentioned here, but I think Dalyoung takes a major chunk of the revenue of the L group. And because of this, the L group is in huge trouble. And that's what Nakchun is telling him, that if you do this, if you take so much every time, then we will incur big losses. And again, Dalyoung brings out the name of Gapryong Kim's fist gang. He says, "Have you forgotten why you are able to live a good life? It's all thanks to Gapryong Kim's fist gang. I'm just taking what's due in my teacher's name. If I were Yamazaki, I would have taken all of it." And Dalyoung has so much influence that even police cannot do anything about him. They just keep their head down and walk away. Then his second big victim was the Busan Metropolitan City Mayor Hyung Wang-do. So what Dalyoung does here is he stopped the traffic from all the roads in a square using his gang members. He parked his car in the middle of the square and Hyung Wang-do is saying, please, you're putting us in trouble. You cannot do this just because you got stuck in a traffic jam. There are ambulances in the traffic jam. The patient could die." And Dalyoung again pulls out his Gapryong Kim fist card. He says, "The fact that you are still alive is all thanks to Gapryong Kim's fist gang. Yet you are saying I can't even enjoy this much as his disciple." And he indirectly threatens the mayor and tells him that he wants to keep it civil, and mayor has no choice but to say yes to him. Then one of the people watching says that, "Why did Gapryong Kim take this guy as his disciple?" Then the other guy says, "He wasn't always like that. He changed recently. He used to be just like Gapryong Kim. He fought with his fist. He had fist that knew only romanticism and loyalty, just like Gapryong Kim. But it's because of Yongpal Bae and Jongnam Wang, Dalyoung became like this." The full story is the number 2 and number 3 were the lowest ranking guys in the Gapryong Kim fist gang. But when Gapryong Kim fist gang split apart, these these two guys came to Busan, and when they found out that Gapryong Kim's disciple is here, they used Dalyoung to create the Busan gang, and they are pulling the strings behind him. To be precise, they brought out his true nature. Then we see a scene from the yacht where Dalyoung is very angry at Jinrang and he's punching him and slapping him, saying that you made Gapryong Kim take out his legendary fist, even I cannot do that so easily. And that's why Dalyoung is mad at him, and so he's just hitting him, slapping him and everything. And Sangbek interferes. He helplessly holds Dalyoung's hand and says, "Boss, you are the only one who can be Gapryong Kim's disciple. There seems to be some kind of misunderstanding. Please calm down." And then we see a helpless Busan ship tycoon, Jinnam Park. He's been ordered by Dalyoung to give him a lighter, and he's like, "Here sir, but when can I wear my clothes?" And man, you feel sad for this guy. I mean, he has to wear bikinis just because Dalyoung told him so. And after Sangbek's interference, Dalyoung holds Sangbek's hair and says, "You make me curious. Are you a man or a woman?" And it looks like he was going to burn Sangbek's hair, but Jinrang came in the middle, grabbed Dalyoung's hand and says, "He's young. Please punish me to forgive him." And Jungsok Wang was going to interfere, but Jinrang signaled him to stop. And then we hear a background voice of Jinrang saying that, "I held back because that's how I thought I could protect them." And this is how Jinrang got his famous scar below his left eye, because it was burned by Dalyoung. Then number 2 and number 3 go on to meet Dalyoung Oh, telling him that a new generation has begun, and they call the head of every region as a king, and these regions are fighting with each other, and we might need to handle these guys. But Dalyoung is like, he's not bothered about fighting other kings. He stands up, he takes Gapryong Kim's fighting stance and literally punches the wall and shatters it like it was a piece of glass, and says, "I am the Gapryong Kim's disciple. I cannot fight with those nobodies." And interesting enough, he tells Jinrang to fight with all those first generation kings. If he fails, he will die. And Jungsok standing behind him saying that this is a ridiculous order. The first generation kings are very strong. I've heard about them. Going against them is a death penalty. And then we see a cold panel of all the first generation kings, but Jinrang has no choice. He wants to protect Sangbek and Jungsok Wang because he thinks if he doesn't follow boss's orders, then he will send Sangbek and Jungsok Wang to fight all those kings. And Jinrang doesn't want that to happen. He says yes. And when he was leaving, he says, "Make sure you follow boss's orders." So first he reaches Suwon, which is the area of Sekudo Wang, you know, the forehead guy. And he says, "So you are here to defeat the kings, huh?" And we see Sekudo Wang sitting on the chair, and he says, "You think it's actually possible?" But Jinrang goes for an elbow. Sekudo Wang didn't even move from his chair. He just took that elbow on his forehead. This is Sekudo Wang's strength. He conditioned his forehead to such extremes. He could take a hammer shot, a literally hammer shot on his forehead without getting any damage. So he's just sitting there. He took his elbow on his forehead, and Jinrang is shocked. Sekudo Wang is laughing. He's saying, "That's it? Is that it?" And Sekudo Wang lands a forehead strike on Jinrang. Then he goes on to fight the king of Seongnam, Jinrang Oh. Then he goes on to fight the king of Pyeongtaek, Doksu Hyo. Then he goes on to fight the king of Anshan, Taesoma. Then the king of Daegu, Gongseopji. And finally he's just completely destroyed. He's on his knees, and we hear a background voice of Jinrang saying that, "Sangbek, Jungsok Wang, are you doing good? I am going around the region and it's pretty huge. The world is pretty huge. There is many strong people, but it's okay. I'm slowly getting used to it. So don't worry. I will protect you guys. And thank you. I had nothing, no family or relatives. To me, you two are my everything. Thanks to you. Even though I'm dying on the inside, I keep on living on." Then finally, we see a panel of Jinrang. He came to Cheonliang and he meets the king of Cheonliang, the sixth king, Seongji Yuk. And Jinrang says, "Are you the king here?" And Seongji Yuk says, "Did Sin Cheon send you here?" He's like, "I don't know who that is. I am only here to defeat the king of this place." And Seongji Yuk is like, "First of all, I am not the king here. I never became the king. People just call me that." And if Jinrang fights Seongji Yuk, that won't be good for Jinrang. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you in the next chapter. Thank you.